Hi everyone, it's Bill. Welcome back. And I want to show you something, it's kind of just a twist on other things I've done, but I just wanted to show that you can do something really quick and easy that actually will really impress everybody that you serve it to. So what I have is I have this spicy red sauce that we're going to serve on pasta, and kind of like the boom of it is we're going to put some lump crab meat in. It was on sale again, so I bought it, had to sit here and figure out how to use it. And I wanted to shorten this into as many steps as possible because, you know, if I have a whole tray of stuff out here I prepped, everyone gets kind of nervous. Let's see it. So, how do we start this off? So I have, getting pretty hot in there. I have a couple tablespoons of olive oil and just a little bit of butter because that combination, adding some flavor. And I got here myself about 3/4 cup of sweet onion that I chopped up. I want to give the onion just a little bit of a head start. This is really fun. So I like to buy fresh pasta. It's not the pasta I make because that's like this whole, I know people think it's easy, but to me it's like a whole, yeah, it's a whole ordeal. But you can buy it at my grocery store in the refrigerator section. It's really good. You freeze it when it's on sale. Whenever you feel like having some really good pasta, it's the next best thing to making it yourself. And one day when we're all excited, I'll make pasta. All right, like I said, I just wanted to give onion a little head start. I got about 3 cloves of garlic here, and the onion's kind of my my thermometer. It really tells me if the pot's hot or not. Love that stuff. So, we're going to add mushrooms. Now, a couple things you got to know about mushrooms. Don't wash them because they'll absorb the water. They're just these sponges. And even if you don't, when you cook them, they're going to let out a lot of liquid. So we want to get this stuff kind of softened and cooked, and I'm going to throw the mushrooms in. And they make vegetable brushes. That's what I use, just to get the dirty spots off. And you know, for the most part, they're pretty darn clean. Alright. Where this all starts to turn down just a little bit. Alright, let's get these mushrooms in here. This is half a pound of just button mushrooms. You know, if you use fancy mushrooms, I really think they go better in other styles of cooking. I think button mushrooms are, I don't want to steal the thunder of everything else I'm putting in here. Instantly it's absorbed everything that was in this pan. So we're going to let it sit here until it starts to give off some of that liquid. Mushrooms are really fun and only a little tricky. Especially if you're cooking like a ton of them, like when I make beef stroganoff and you just got like mounds of mushrooms. Because all of a sudden everything starts turning to liquid. You know, the mushrooms just start putting out so much liquid. And I don't want to burn my onion and garlic, so I just want to keep it moving in here. So like I said, this is really pretty simple, groovy, cool. And the mushrooms are just starting now to cook. You can see the change in color. I know we're headed So, why do I call it spicy? Very few ingredients go into this recipe. I call it spicy because I have a teaspoon of crushed red pepper we're going to toss in here because we want to kind of roast it in here a little bit. And then just about time it's done roasting, the mushrooms are going to start. Ooh. It adds a little flavor. Now we're cooking. And if you do this right, you're not going to have this huge amount of liquid from the mushrooms. It's kind of evaporating as you cook it. And that's kind of what I wanted to see. And I'm seeing the mushrooms shrink down, but I'm not getting a bowl full of water in here. Just find that happy medium of where you want your stove, your burner, so you're not burning everything. Almost forgot you guys were here. Your eyes water. Oh, this looks really good. It's just about there. So I'm going to show you a quick little overhead shot of what this all looks like so you get an idea. Wow. I don't know if you can tell, but you see we're just getting that little bit of steam out from the mushrooms, but I don't see a whole lot of liquid in there. You can see everything's pretty mixed up. My crushed red peppers have softened, mushrooms are cooking real good, onion and garlic are definitely nice and soft. I'm almost getting this like a little bit of paste down at the bottom here. So everything's sizzling and everything's looking good. Now what I need to do is I want about 1/3 of a cup of white wine. A dry white wine preferably. So let's make sure I got enough heat in here because we're going to deglaze with it. Scrape all those tidbits off the bottom. Get all that garlic and onion and crushed red peppers. I want to get this to a boil so I can kind of reduce it. You know, first the alcohol comes out, which I'm sure has already occurred, and then we just want to reduce it a little bit. This is going to make those mushrooms happy again. Oh yeah. Just a little simmer. I always ask this question, but I'm going to ask it again. Like, what are people's favorite soup? I mean, when you like think about what you really like, be it what you don't make at home, so you only have when you go out to a restaurant. I read an interesting review on a Facebook group I belong to. Person ordered lobster and shrimp chowder, but they don't like lobster and shrimp. And they said the chowder part was good, but they didn't like the lobster. They don't like lobster and shrimp. I'm like, I would have gotten the clam chowder. All right. So the other thing is, and I probably don't mention every video, so if you don't if you haven't been watching me for a very long time, I always like to use a larger pot because we want surface area. If you have a small pot, everything kind of stacks up, and I really don't want to do that, especially when making something like this. Alright, we've definitely cooked down here. So I have 28-ounce can of crushed fire roasted tomatoes. These have to be organic. Good to last drop. Can't be wasteful these days. Alright, so what I'm going to do, it's already back to my simmer, and I just want to let these flavors kind of come together, and then we're gonna do the final seasoning. So I'm going to guess that I want to cook this for probably 5-6 minutes. It's all mixed together now, and we just want to share all those wonderful flavors. Alright, so we'll see you back in 5 minutes. I got a nice little simmer going here. Alright, so I got this beautiful simmer here, and it smells really good all by itself. But what do we need to do? We need to put a little herb in here. And, you know, if you go to the grocery store, they have these little bottles of Italian seasoning, which is like every seasoning imaginable and dehydrated. And like, to me, it doesn't depend on what you're making. Not everything needs Italian seasoning. But when we're talking about something like this, really fresh, and like I said, we're going to put some crab meat in here. So I want basil. That's the flavor I'm trying to get. So you get yourself some nice basil leaves. Half a dozen. And what we're going to do is called the chiffonade. So I'm going to roll them up. And we're going to make some really, really fine ribbons. Take our time. We're holding it together. Start back. Don't take your eyes off the basil. And let me tell you, it smells really divine. And I had them all. I started on the tip end, worked my way back to the stem. So if you see it's getting kind of stemmy, this little bit here, yeah, guess what? In the sink it goes. We're not worried about waste here, you know. Alright, so what I want to do, as soon as the heat hits that, it smelled great enough just cutting it. Now, alright, so I need to stir this in. Got a little simmer going here. It's going to take about gone in 30 seconds for that basil to just infuse all through here. Oh man, oh man. Junk. If you notice, I didn't move the cutting board with the knife on it, because you don't want it to fall off. It would probably damage your foot. Alright. Just a little light simmer going here. And it's beautiful. And I've been asked this before, so I'll answer the question while you're thinking about it. Yeah, you could use red wine. I just think that the white wine tends to be a little cleaner tasting with the crab meat, but whatever you prefer, I have no issue with. You can go a whole lot cheaper with white wine and still get good results, where when I cook with red wines, I tend to go a little higher quality. Alright, so here's my cup, 8 ounces of lump crab meat. And if you've never cooked with crab meat before, shame on you. But we don't want to beat it up. So I'm really letting the heat just kind of very gently break it up. And stirring it in. Kind of folding it in. How's that? That's kind of a baking thing that it applies here. Just want to get it, and this sauce is really hot, so I guarantee you, and we're not cooking the crab meat, it's already pasteurized. Wash it off my hand. Okay. So you see, this really wasn't a whole lot of ingredients. I mean, it was really simple. It doesn't take a lot of time. The 5 minutes I let it kind of cook down was enough to kind of clean up the kitchen, so we're ready to serve it. The pasta I cooked this morning, and you don't have to use fresh pasta, you can use whatever you want. So what I tend to do when I make a cooking pasta head is I put it back in the pan, the pot, after I put it through the colander with like butter, olive oil, whatever you want, so it doesn't stick, and then dump it in, let it cool and dump it in a Tupperware container. You can put it in the refrigerator, put it in the freezer, whatever you want. I'm going to turn this off. This happened to be some fresh pasta, so it's a little more delicate. But, like I said, it certainly is tasty. So, we don't want to mess this up, so we're going to very gently ladle some on here. Oh. Got the greens, got the mushrooms, got the crab meat. I don't know about you, but I like to have the pasta. You know, everyone's different. Some people get mad, they go to a restaurant and there's like all this pasta and a little bit of sauce. To me, it's like bread and butter. You know, I don't want to drown my bread in butter. I want there to be pasta. I want the pasta that kind of run around the dish. While that's still hot, of course, got some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. We're just going to lace it all over this. And as you can see, it's really, really simple, really, really good, something to enjoy. Today happens to be Mother's Day when I'm recording it, so it's actually going to be dinner tonight. But, you know, try and have fun, experiment. Really appreciate everyone subscribing. I'm getting a lot more comments, and you know, shout out to all those people. Don't forget the notification bell so you get them all, right? It's kind of cool, kind of fun. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this, because I can do this without videotaping it. But it makes it a lot more fun. So anyway, have fun, get in the kitchen, cook something that you don't think you can do. I got some really good videos coming up. Wait till you see my next one after this one. And I will see you next time. Have a great day.